guys, it's K13 and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are doing another EducACEtion. It's not necessarily, well, I don't know because I don't know exactly what's in this video, but it probably won't be as educational. But we're reacting to this video called Asexuality on CNN Showbiz Tonight. So it's an old news segment. This is from 2006. So it's them doing a whole new segment on people that identify as asexual. I think maybe the guy that created the AVN, the Asexual Visibility something network, I think he might be in this, so we will see.
On Showbiz Tonight, also, they are couples in love, so how come they don't make love? Tonight, a revealing look at asexuality, why more and more people have no desire to have sex. Can type of relationship really work? Showbiz Tonight investigates live. Show, I'm AJ Hammer. There are certain things in life that you can live without. Ask people if sex is one of them, they will probably tell you they'd rather go without food or water. Well, that is not the case for some who see sex all around them in the world, but they choose to ignore it. This is David J. He's 23, has never had sex. What's more, he says he never even wants to have sex.
It's not that I dislike sexuality. It's not that it grosses me out. It's that I don't feel a desire to engage in sexual activity the way that most sexual people do.
He's part of a growing group of people who say they're not attracted to men or women.
Asexuality is really not having a desire or a need or a wish to be sexual with yourself or anyone else. It's where you have no sexual feelings or thoughts or desires, that piece of your life is not in play.
David is not alone. He's the founder of an online community for other asexual people called Asexuality.org.
Okay, Asexual Visibility and Education Network. That's what AVN stands for.
Asexuality means that you don't experience sexual attraction. Celibacy means that you experience a desire for sex and choose not to engage in it.
David says he realized he was different when he was about 14 years old in middle school.
All of my friends suddenly started talking about wanting to kiss people, wanting to date people, wanting kind of to explore their sexuality with people. And I had no internal context to understand what that meant. I didn't know what the difference between liking someone and liking someone was in middle school. I didn't know if it was a problem that I didn't like sex. I didn't know if it meant that I would never be able to love anyone. And so it took me a long time to really come to terms and to realize that it's okay, that nothing bad happens to you if you don't like sex.
A large proportion of the people who are going on these websites and now identifying as asexuals are just looking for an answer, when the answer may lie in therapy.
Still, if someone is happy not having sex, who are we to judge?
The bottom line to understand is that sex and love are different things. So sex is one way to show that you love someone. It's one way to have fun with someone. It's one great thing you can do in a relationship, but it's not the only thing you can do.
He joins us live from San Francisco, and joining me live here in New York, an asexual couple, a woman we are calling Jill and her boyfriend Paul, who have been dating since January. Welcome to Showbiz Tonight. I appreciate you all being with us.
Thank you for having us.
I know it comes as no surprise to you that people watch that piece, a lot of people, and they're just scratching their heads because they don't get it. And I'm sure you find yourself explaining it a lot. How do you convince people that this is for real?
Well, yeah, we're pretty used to doing that, I think. And it's a bit easier, when we're actually in a relationship because, it's hard to say that it's fear of intimacy, fear of relationships.
Just have to ask you this, just so I'm clear here, you guys don't think about sex?
No.
No. You don't have sex?
I mean, no.
And you don't want to have sex?
No.
Not really.
Okay, David, let me get out to you. Go ahead. Go ahead, David.
Okay, I'm aware that sex is out there. It's something.
They make it so awkward.
It's something that I think about, that I'm aware of it in the world, but I don't feel the desire for sexual activity. I don't feel the desire to make it a part of my life, a part of my relationships.
Okay.
Yeah, like when I hear somebody that's like, oh, I don't think about sex or something, I'm kind of just like, seriously? Like, it's on my mind all the time because it's around all the time, especially when I'm like on the internet. I'm on the internet all the time, and so it's TVs and movies, it's hard to like not think about it. It's just, yeah, I don't have the desire to do it, like in real life with people. That's just all it is. I don't get the urges. That's what happens. I feel like I'm kind of surprised. Like, sometimes I wonder. I think that used to be a reason why I questioned. I mean, there are a multitude of reasons why I questioned being ace, but like, I would hear maybe on a BuzzFeed video or something, and the girl would be like, yeah, I'm asexual. I don't even think about it. It's never on my mind. And I'm like, okay, I kind of like, it's up there. And I would be like, so I think about it, so am I not asexual? Or I'd be like, now I'm kind of just like, okay, I guess there's some reason maybe they don't surround themselves with things that have sexual stuff in it. I don't know how to, I don't know. I'm just like, really? It's hard to not think about it. I feel like I'm making it sound like I think about it 24/7, and that it's never not on my mind. It's not like I think about it obsessively. I just mean like, how can somebody not, like, how can as adults in this day and age not have sex be in our thought process at least every once in a while, because it's around us. Even if I was dating, even if I was with a partner, I'd think about it. I'd be like, are we doing it? Do we want to do it? I don't want to do it, but like, do you want to do it? I feel like it would be a thought process. It's hard for me to see two couples that are together and they're like, yeah, we don't think about sex. Even if they're both asexual. I'm just like, oh, okay. If you say so.
You've expanded your personal asexuality into a business, a website, Asexuality.org. What's the real purpose of your website? Is it basically for information? Is it a dating service?
There is a dating app for asexuals. I tried it and I didn't like it. It's an awful app because there's no pictures or anything. You just kind of meet people, but it's hard to like, oh, there might have been pictures. I don't remember. I don't think there were pictures. Because I don't remember having a profile that I like uploaded pictures and stuff. Yeah, but it's like you're supposed to find people that you could potentially date, and it's like, okay, you're both asexual. But there were a lot of like sugar daddies on it, and it was so stupid. There were a lot of sugar daddies, and they would be all like, I'll give you money, but you don't have to do any like sex stuff. And I'd be like, I'm so confused. What? What am I doing then? It's a very sketch app.
About asexuality. No one was talking about the fact that it's okay to not like sex, and that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. And so the asexual community on Asexuality.org has really been the first place where asexual people have come together to talk about our experience.
Okay, I need you guys to help put it in perspective in some real-world terms for me. Let's say the two of you are at a movie theater watching a movie and a sex scene comes on, or you're home watching TV, same thing, a sex scene comes on. Do you see that happening and kind of say, I don't get it, kind of like people might be doing about this situation?
I don't know if it's so much a curiosity. It's just, it's part of life. There's a lot of things in the world that don't affect people, and sex is just something that doesn't affect us.
Not whatsoever.
No.
Not really. I mean, we might laugh at the scene, or we might react in some way, but it's no different from, say, watching a battle scene in a war movie. It's
they always have cheesy dialogue.
Different than a battle scene. Oh, okay, I can accept that. David, I have to ask you, your website, and I know you get a lot of visitors on it. More men or more women?
It's about even, maybe a few more women than men, but we don't really have good statistical data. It seems like it's about even gender-wise, though.
I'm curious about one thing, because we did pop on the site today to sort of get a sense of it, and one thing that we notice is that there are a number of women who visit the site. They are wives who are no longer interested in having sex with their husbands. So are they just there seeking support? Do they even qualify as asexual?
And we also have husbands who are interested in having sex with their wives. It
What
goes
is that?
both ways.
I don't understand do they qualify as asexual? Do they qualify as asexual? Like, I mean, there's not like a checklist. Like, this is the criteria. This is what it means to have this specific attraction or lack of attraction. And if you identify this way, you either identify this way or you don't. I'm not going to go around and be like, do I qualify as bisexual because of this reason and this reason and this reason? Like, it's like, well, this is what bisexual means, and this is how I identify, yes or no. as asexual. It's a lack of sexual attraction. It means I don't feel the sexual attraction, or you almost never ever do, ever. Or it's towards after you've made a specific bond, special bond emotionally with somebody. I'm gonna be like, yeah, that sounds like me. Okay, I'm asexual. Are they married? They're married and they have husbands. Do they qualify because they don't have sex with their husbands? Like, that's not really what that means. That's not how that works. They could be straight women. They could have other reasons, and it's not that black and white of an answer. It would depend on the person and the reason. If they don't have sexual attraction towards their husbands, if they probably never do, is it just the husband that they don't feel that attraction, or is it every man that they look at they don't?
To be clear, you may be affectionate in relationships that you're in. I know we spoke to you guys before, and you, the two of you are actually affectionate with one another. I imagine you kiss, but there's nothing sexual about it. There's no sexual impulse or, what's the good way to say this, any kind of sexual reaction from any affection you share with one another?
No.
Not at all.
No, I guess you could say there's something innocent about it, but, you know, I mean, that word's got kind of a purist connotation to it. It's just, you know, we're affectionate, we love each other, it's simple.
David, when you heard the sex therapist that was featured in our piece there talking about the fact that she feels that it shouldn't be confused with people who may have fear of intimacy issues, what do you say to that? Because a lot of people may say, no, these people really just need to go and talk to a doctor.
Well, I completely agree that it shouldn't be confused with people who have a fear of intimacy, but I also think that the asexual community is an awful place to go if you want to avoid talking about intimacy. When people come to the asexual community, they don't just stop thinking about themselves. It's realizing that you're asexual is a huge, complicated process. There's a lot of stuff to figure out, like how you're going to be into it with people, how, you know, we don't desire sex, but there's a lot of things we do desire. We have all the same emotional needs as everyone else. So how are you going to go about building a life without sexual activity that has all the things that you want in it? And I think because the asexual community is a place where that kind of discussion's going on, people who come to the asexual community who are looking to avoid things by not having sex can't do that.
That's a different thing. Okay, so you guys, to be clear, Jill and Paul, this is not about abstinence. It's just of no interest to you whatsoever.
No. That's exactly right.
Okay, it's exactly, very intriguing, and I appreciate you guys sharing something very personal with us tonight. And I think a lot of people may still be scratching their heads, but you know, to each their own, and respect to all.
Well, I encourage them to get on the website and check it out.
All right,
Asexuality.org.
Asexuality.org. David J in California, Paul and Jill here in New York. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Jill and Paul were so awkward. What? They looked so uncomfortable. David's just like, oh yeah, so okay, this is why this, and check out the website, and this is this, and they're just like, yeah. Oh my goodness. That was really funny. I like the way that he asked that one question.
You may be affectionate in relationships that you're in. I know we spoke to you guys before, and you the two of you are actually affectionate with one another. I imagine you kiss, but there's nothing sexual about it. There's no sexual impulse or, what's the good way to say this, any kind of sexual reaction from...
I like how he's like, we're on TV. What's the most appropriate way that I can ask, do you get a boner? Is there a sexual reaction when you kiss? Okay, well, at least the guy was, you know, accepting and pretty neutral. I have seen, I've watched a clip like this, except it was, and I think it was David that went on the show, but it was The View. And I guess there was an episode on The View where they had him on there and explained about talking about being asexual, and oh my goodness, they were horrible, they were rude, and they just didn't believe him. Like, the idea that a man couldn't have sexual urges or attraction towards a woman, like, this man is over here being awesome, like, he just happens to not objectify women or even think about men in that way, and it was like over their head, like, this is not possible. Oh, it made me so mad. Comment below and maybe I'll make a video where I react to The View and their reactions on asexual people. Okay, well, this video was a little nicer than I thought it would be really awkward. I don't know what's up with Paul and Jill. They looked so uncomfortable. Alright, so that's all that I have for you guys today, and I hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Share this video with your friends, your family, and your enemies. Bye! Wow.